after getting up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, there won't be anybody here.
No, for sure.
So let's get there at 10:30, boys. Goodbye.
Z cars again.
Mick Tucker, Brian Connolly, Steve Priest, Andy Scott, The Sweet, one of Britain's leading pop groups with a string of hits behind them. They arrive at the BBC's television centre for the Top of the Pops Christmas show.
Thank you, Squire.
Cheers, Bert. Thank you very much.
The Sweet are a group you either love or hate, but whatever your feelings, you can't deny them their success. But what's it like to be as successful as The Sweet? For one thing, it's a lot of hard work. It means long hours of rehearsal, often boring and tiring. It sometimes can take as long as 2 hours for the studio technicians to plan the shots which will go into one 3-minute television appearance. But The Sweet, like all bands, are used to long hours. Their success hasn't been overnight.
We had a couple of years, like about 2.5 years, up and down, up and down, up and down, you know. Actually, this is a good point to stress because we've done the road work, we've grafted, we've done the £20-a-nighters, you know. TX, Tuesday 25:12. Pardon? Tuesday 25:12. 25 past.
They've been playing now for 5 years as The Sweet, but it's only in the last 2 that they've really taken off.
I mean, we served a hard apprenticeship. I mean, I've been playing for years now, and it's just beginning to pay off, really. But now we're going to earn our life's wages in a very short time.
It's all right. We all sing low.
I think he means for
The Sweet appeal mainly to a young audience. Older people sometimes find their brand of showmanship and type of songs difficult to take. How long will they last?
We're gonna be around for 10 years, I think, you know, as a group.
all the shots in Germany think we were Ariola.
Well, however long they're around, they know who they owe their success to.
We owe it all to the kids who bought the records, because no one else has helped us.
The Sweet have often come in for a lot of criticism about their stage clothes, but they've always been deliberately outrageous. They set out to shock. It's part of their plan, part of their image.
We were into clothes right from the word go. They weren't quite the quality or style, but, I mean, like the first shirts were made of curtain material.
What's on it? Is this a knife in something?
Yeah, it's a knife in a heart. And your death before dishonour and all that.
Oh, yeah. Too much.
What are you doing?
Is this underneath?
Yes.
This is underneath the
Now,
jacket.
of course, they can afford to have designers to work for them on new clothes all the time. Each outfit is specially made and costs between £70 and £100, and they wear them only once.
No go boots?
Well, I have, but they're like size 10s or something. You know. I won't wear them again.
Can you get little black moustaches?
Well, if you want us to, but you'll have to warn us. We'll have to have a bit of...
I've warned you.
You've warned us, right?
Yeah.
We'll have a look.
Yeah.
They claim that they were one of the first pop groups in England to use stage makeup, and while this is less outrageous than it used to be, they're still busy thinking up new gimmicks for themselves.
Anything else at all?
A little bit of highlighting on the top of it.
Finally, it all comes together. Hair, makeup, clothes, and of course, most important of all, the song. By the time the band actually appear, they've been in the studio for 10 hours. A lot of effort for 3 minutes on the screen. But the effort and attention to detail have paid off.
Okay, welcome back into Tunes Brothers. We got three brothers here today, myself, Darren, and Scott. Anything you gentlemen want to say before I tee up what we got going?
Yeah. Well, no, you got to tee up first. So, yeah.
All right. So what we're doing, this is my brainchild since Scotty brought us the world of AC/DC. we decided to, instead of, doing that for every band where we do the entire catalog, just picking a good known album by a good known band and getting everybody's take. So I chose Sweet's Desolation Boulevard, the U.S. release, Lewis. And I am well aware of the songs on the other album, Lewis. I have every Sweet album there is. So I prefer the American release. We're all Americans. This is on American YouTube. So it's the American release, Lewis. All right. Now, anything you guys want to add?
I think a lot of people consider this like the greatest rock album that you've never heard.
Yep.
It's Sweet really didn't get the attention that I think they should have. This being kind of a step away from kind of like the bubblegum rock that they had been doing the first couple of albums. But this is, I think, by far and away the best overall album. Not to say that they don't have great songs after this, but from top to bottom, compilation wise, like the track listing on this album is fantastic.
Yeah, for me, Sweet is a vast collection of genres, even within one album. So there'll be some songs that I just got no time for on an album, and then some songs on the same album that I absolutely love. This one is as complete as they got for my taste buds, my earbuds.
I agree.
Scotty?
Okay. Now, let me give you my take. When you give me this, I didn't know what to expect. I've heard of Sweet. I think there's 2 songs on this album that I have actually heard by this band. There's one song that I've heard by Vince Neil, who just absolutely rips the shit out of it. And I just didn't know, I thought, well, this, I can't understand why. I know some of this, but I've never heard this album in its complete before. So I've been drilling it since we last, was on here. And I'm just appalled, man, that, that you would give me an album like this on this channel to review. And there's 3 songs, man, that I can tolerate on this album. And there's 7 songs that I absolutely fucking love.
Okay.
This is a fucking masterpiece, dude.
Oh, God damn, you scared me there, man.
I don't understand what in the hell. My uncle had stuff like this, but I don't know why we didn't. What happened? Oh, there you go. Oh. I don't know why we didn't dive into that. I guess we was in all the other stuff, but where the hell was I at? Dude, I have not been able to stop listening to this fucking album. It's 7 songs on my playlist automatically in rotation every day. Freaking good job, dude.
You really fucking reeled me in there, man. I was.
Yeah, you got me too. I thought for sure we were gonna have to cut your feet.
Yeah, you done me that way. That was just a little payback.
Let me do this. I'm going to stop. We're not going to end this. I want to stop and hit record again just because Scott's little thing froze for a second. I want to make sure this is all. Sometimes if that happens, Scott's video won't be on, and I want to make sure it is. So just give me 1 second. We're going to go ahead and give Scott the honor of listing his least favorite.
All right, man. Okay. This my least favorite might be a shock to you guys because this is one song that I knew by the band and one song that I've heard them play in the past. But after Crocus done it, it just, you know what I'm saying. Ballroom Blitz is my number 10 on this album. And like I said, these last three, they're all good. It's just the three at the bottom is okay to me, and I still listen to them. But the 7 are fucking fantastic that I've got at the top. But Ballroom Blitz is my least favorite at this point in time on here.
Ballroom Blitz is a very polarizing song I've found over the years. Either people love it or they just don't like it. I can see, both sides of the coin to an extent. It is a little bit weird, loud, and obnoxious, but, it is what it is. Darren, number 10.
Really, the only song on this album that I don't like, and the one that I put at number 10 is Sweet F.A.
Really?
For whatever reason, that song has never resonated with me. It's just, I think it's something about the way that he's singing, especially the chorus part of it, that I just don't like. I've never cared for it.
Sweet fuck all, for those of you who don't know British slang, is basically what that means. Some people think it's Sweet Fanny Adams, but that's kind of the same thing. The Brits have their own dialogue when it comes to swearing, or Europeans in general. I'm not sure if they're English or British. Either way, it's all the same to me, right? They all eat fish and chips and have crooked teeth. But sorry, European listeners.
Adam, if my friend Adam is listening, I second that, just so you know.
Okay, my number 10 is really the only song that I do not care for. I do not hate it, but I think I wouldn't mind it if it was on a different album. It doesn't fit this album for me, and that is Solid Gold Brass. That one, to me, just doesn't fit the vibe on this album. Not a terrible song, but it's never one that's been on one of my sweet playlists either. So that's my number 10.
Okay. Now, I don't have a lot of input on these songs because I, haven't been listening to it too long, but I already know them good enough. Like I said, I've been listening to them every day. I did not realize. I was not expecting this. I'll just go ahead and be honest with you. I thought, sweet, I'll do it, whatever, and give them mine. But I'm telling you, you picked a good one. I give you credit, man. So, number 9. I want to be committed. Yeah, man. It's not bad. The better they get, the further I go, and it's not bad, man. I mean, like I said, there's nothing on here that I dislike or hate, but that one falls at number 9 for me.
G-Man.
I mean, just getting in line with what you had said for your number 10, Rob, I put Solid Gold Brass at number 9. I agree that it doesn't quite fit the rest of the album. I don't mind the song, but I wouldn't. It's not something that I've added to my playlist either. But like I said, other than Sweet F.A., I don't like. So it was pretty easy, I think, for me to rank these. I mean, some of them I could interchange on some days, except for the top 2.
Okay, my number 9. I have matched with Scotty. I Want to Be Committed. I like this song. Reminds me a lot of Alice Cooper's Committed song. Again, there's nothing I hate on this album at all. It's just a couple of these two, 10 and 9, I've never, ever had on a playlist. And I'm talking going back to when I discovered them, around 18, 19, when I was doing construction work with my uncle, when he got me into them. So I Want to Be Committed is my number 9.
Okay. Number 8. How does it go? You got women all around the world. ATTC. Good name. But it just falls at number 8 for me. Now, those are the only 3 on here that is okay. The rest of them, I'm in. Yeah, AC/DC, number 8 for me, and it's not bad, man. It really ain't.
And of course, this song is a big part of why AC/DC almost felt compelled to change the name of the band, because it is a well-known acronym or whatever you want to say for bisexual, basically.
Back in the day, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
The taxi driver story, remember me telling you?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. For my number 8, I had the song that you guys had at number 9, I Want to Be Committed.
Okay, so we're not far off at all.
No, if it wasn't for my lifelong disdain for Sweet FA, I'd be matching up with the two of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I Want to Be Committed has been covered by everybody. No? Is it my turn?
No, it is. Scott's number 7.
No, it's mine. My number 8. My number 8, the song sung by Andy Scott, Into the Night. Another song, Ace Frehley also had a song called Into the Night. I love both songs. I love Andy Scott's change up with his voice on here. And of course, every single member of this band had a voice capable of lead singing. In fact, even Connolly himself had said that Priest could have been a lead singer for any band. Of course, the bass player, Steve Priest, he's the one responsible for the epic high. And then Andy Scott's got the next high, and then Connolly and so forth. Love this song. I didn't even know this song existed, even from my uncle. I found this much later, and I was pleasantly surprised that Andy Scott got a track to sing. So that's my number 8.
Okay. And I want to go ahead and name off the influences that I found on this freaking album, bro, that blew what hair I used to have back. All right. Queen.
Yep.
Black Sabbath.
Yep.
Styx. The Beastie Boys. And Alice Cooper.
Well, Alice Cooper, yes, and Queen, that is actually a known fact that a record company chose to back Queen instead of Sweet, even though Queen would religiously attend clubs to watch Sweet play. They were that influential, and I'd go a step further, and you're just listening to an album. If you watch videos from these guys from the early 70s, pretty much everything Ace Frehley has ever worn is a ripoff from Sweet, as far as his outfits go.
I know he was a big Sweet fan, but I'm going to tell you, the song Sweet F.A., he's already mentioned, that riff, listen to Backstreet Kids off of Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy. It's the same, pitch perfect from start to finish. I thought I was listening to Black Sabbath when it came on.
There's another Sweet song that Kickstart My Heart stole the entire intro guitar riff from Motley Crue.
Oh, yeah.
Plagiarized it to the fucking note. So it's not on this album, but I'm just saying, Sweet's got a heavy influence on pretty much everything that was more successful than them.
I can see why.
Yeah. Okay, you're number 7, Scott.
Okay, number 7 for me. I think both of you've mentioned it. And this is the first of the ones that I really like, and I really do like this one. Solid Gold Brass.
Really? Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a jamming tune, man. It's got a little pump to it, and I like that riff. I like the way this guy sings, man. And these guys, I can definitely see Freddie Mercury in this band.
Yeah.
With his, dude. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, I like that. I have to say, I like that song. Yeah.
For my number 7, I had Into the Night. You've already covered that in number 8 for yourself, Rob. But that's where I had Into the Night. Again, it's a good tune. I love again, who was the vocalist on this one?
Brian Connolly.
Brian.
Andy Scott on
Andy
this
Scott.
song.
Andy.
Yeah.
No, so I'm glad that Andy had a track on here, but I just think there's a few that are better.
Yeah. Okay, so now we're getting into I can't get enough of these songs, number 7 through number 1. I'm not sure why we hear things so differently, but for me, number 7 is Sweet F.A. I love it. People think we're crazy. I mean, he's just yelling and screaming and jamming this fucker out. And then you go into that. I mean, it's just such an up and down song that it just catches me and keeps me hooked.
But I think for me, it is the constant scream.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's what it is about that song that has always just turned me off.
I can get that because I got that way about a couple of Bon Scott songs too. But the verses he's not screaming. It's just the chorus.
Yeah, but like I said, the chorus is the part. I mean, I remember in the last video that I did with you guys that you had said, "Why is he always screaming?" It was like the first song on the album. It's like, why is Bon Scott constantly screaming this song? That's just the way I feel about Sweet F.A.
Fair enough.
Yeah, man. They really get up there on their courses.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. It's to Scott for number 6.
Number 6, man. We're hanging by the hip, man. My number 6 is Into the Night. I love the echoes on this freaking album, dude. They are phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal, dude. I love it. They're almost every song.
Yeah.
I just love that, man. But that is a kick-ass song, Into the Night.
Darren, number 6.
That's where I have Set Me Free. So that's, again, we're getting into the nuts and bolts of this album. I can easily interchange most of these songs, but I Set Me Free. I mean, for me, it's definitely the chorus on this song that I really enjoy the most.
Cool.
Me too.
Number 6, No You Don't. I love every song now I list. I'm just I love it. All right. And this one is no exception. I love the punching of No You Don't and then the almost lecturing tone to his voice, what he says No You Don't about. I just love Brian Connolly when he is doing rock. He is unmatched. He's just fucking amazing.
Damn right.
That's number 5 to Scott.
Number 5. Both of you guys, I think, have touched on it. The Black Sabbath riff, Sweet F.A., man. Damn, man, this is a rocking ass song, bro. I can't get enough, like I said, of these 7 here. You know, the Solid Gold Brass, I can say the top 6. I don't hear it quite as much, but the top 6 from Into the Night at my number 6 and Sweet F.A. number 5 and up is constant. Bam, bam. I love every one of these, man.
Awesome.
So, yeah, Sweet F.A., man, number 5.
All right. For me, number 5 is where I have the 16s. The harmony on this song I really enjoy, but it's again just I don't know what else to say. It's a great fucking song. One of the 16s.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5. Darren, I think, touched on this. Set Me Free. Great harmonized choruses in here. These choruses are so legendary. And if anybody thinks that this, because a lot of bands, Queen included, like if you went to a Queen concert when Freddie Mercury was alive and they did something like Bohemian Rhapsody, they flat out admit that was piped in. Trust me when I say there's enough footage, albeit bad audio, because it was so old. These motherfuckers do every bit of this harmony live. And when I saw the Rip-Off Band, and I call them the Rip-Off Band because it was Steve Priest traveling version of Sweet in the States. When I saw him with Steve Priest, I was glad I did. He died shortly thereafter. They were then again at another festival I went to, or a state fair, and I was sitting there getting ready to walk out because I wasn't there for them. There was no more Steve Priest. It was just basically a cover band. And they went, during their sound check, their keyboard had those fucking harmonies when they'd push a key. Absolute cheating.
Oh,
But
man.
that's how good they are, that it is next to impossible to replicate unless you've got 3 to 4 phenomenal falsetto singers. And Set Me Free is a great example of that. I love that song. So that's my number 5.
Awesome, man. Number 4. Set Me Free, man. Holy shit, dude. I love this song. I heard it the first time on Vince Neil's first solo album when he
Really?
And he freaking fires this fucking song up.
Did
If y'all
he
want-
have the harmonies in the chorus too?
Yeah, man. He's got, what's his name playing the guitar? Steve Stevens plays
Yeah.
the guitar on it, man. And dude, I seen him at a club on that tour in Charlotte, and they were fucking badass, man. I mean, literally, it was awesome. If you guys haven't heard Vince sing that on his first album, whenever he released Sister of Pain, check it out, dude. It is.
I will, since it's a studio version, it shouldn't be too bad. If it's him singing it live, there's no way I'm gonna listen to it.
Yeah, it's a studio version.
Yep.
And it's
Actually, in fairness, in his heyday, Vince Neil did sound very good live.
I seen it.
It's just the past couple decades where it's been brutal to listen to.
I can't say that I've watched a ton of like live footage and stuff like from the Whiskey back in the heyday, but the stuff that I have seen, he still isn't good. I mean, not
really.
Yeah, I mean the stuff that I've seen, it's like, oh my god, was he always just a studio singer? But I'll take your word for it. Like I haven't watched a ton of it, but I've seen at least 3 or 4 videos from back in the day, back when they were just starting to make it big, and he still sucked live. And it could have been the drugs and the booze, but
That's what I'm saying. I mean, understand, I went to a Rat show, and when I say a Rat show, I think it was either Dancing Undercover or Invasion, one of the two, and with all the original members, including Crosby. They were so fucking drunk at one point in time. The entire band, except for fucking D. Martini, left stage for like 10 minutes, and he just did a solo.
Really?
It was that bad. And Rat, to me, sounds phenomenal live when they're sober and bringing it. This was terrible. And so that could be what you're hearing. Motley Crue was a lot like Guns N' Roses. Fucked up almost every show. So who knows?
Well,
you know me, I'm not a Motley Crue apologist. I'm not a huge Crue fan, but I have to call a spade, and I have heard stuff from like around the SOS days. She Goes Down, that type of stuff, Dr. Feelgood, and he sounded pretty fucking good. Now,
every Motley Crue show that I've seen from Girls in 86, I think, 87, till 2005, and I've seen them quite a bit, they were dead on fucking spot. It sounded like it was coming off a fucking album, bro. I mean, that's how good they was. Now, that's the shows that I was at. Yeah. I know bands fuck up in different places, and every time I sing Rat, the same way. Fucking.
Well, you should. Good example, Darren. How many extreme shows have we seen on YouTube, and we're like, what the fuck? Why do they sound so bad? And then next one, you're like, holy shit, they sound amazing.
Exactly. I mean, I know. It happens. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess it does. Yeah.
All right. Number 4 on my list, this is where I have Ballroom Blitz. And if it wasn't for Crocus covering the song, it may have been higher. But it's nothing against Crocus. I don't know enough about them to talk too much trash. I didn't care for their version of it.
Really?
And Wayne's World also kind of ruined it with it being a movie too. But it's a good song. So I enjoy it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we're up to my, number 4?
Yes.
Yep.
AC/DC. I remember just being floored. I'm hanging drywall. My uncle's got his old boombox playing, and he had cassettes. So we were listening to, and all this was new to me. We were listening to Queen one day. We'd listen to Sweet another day. We'd listen to fucking ABBA. I mean, all kinds of stuff. And the words in this song just made me giggle like a school kid. We're gonna lesbian it together. I mean, it's just fucking hilarious. It's a good time, upbeat, grooving song, and I love pretty much everything about it. It's a silly song, and not many bands have that. AC/DC themselves have a couple like that, but Kiss never really did a tongue-in-cheek type funny tune like this. I love it when a band can do this and still deliver it as a good rock song. I think it's great.
All right. Number 3, guys, we're getting into ones that I absolutely love. Love. The 16s, man. That is a badass freaking tune, bro. I'm telling you, man, I love that song, man. And first time I heard it, man, I was like, damn, repeat. This guy can fucking sing. Hell, all of them can sing. But, man, that is a damn good song, man.
That's the one I thought that you might not like because it's not very hard rock.
Right. It's a little bit softer.
It don't have to be, it don't have to be that hard, man. But if it's got that groove, man, and I love the way the echoes and the sound. I mean, these guys are great vocally. Just fucking great.
Absolutely. Darren, number 3.
Number 3, this is where I have Fox on the Run. Again, one of their more popular tunes. If people have heard of Sweet, it's probably usually Ballroom Blitz or Fox on the Run. Again, probably because of the overplay a little bit. That's why it's not in the top. But it's again another amazing track off this album.
That was my number 3. And I shuffled a few. So that was my number 3. We would have locked up on that one if I'd have left it alone.
Okay, my number 3, you both touched on it, is Ballroom Blitz. Like Darren, I did not care for Crocus's version. And keep in mind, I had heard the original for years before I heard Crocus do it. So, like anybody who loves a song, you're always going into a new version from another band with a critical ear. His voice on a lead vocal is decent for other songs. It just doesn't work for me on this song. But this song by Sweet, I didn't care for immediately, and it grew on me very quickly. I think it's just because of how goofy Steve Priest is. Oh, it's the man in the backseat. You got to know Sweet visually to understand that not everything you're hearing is the lead singer. I mean, flat out, Steve Priest, it's almost like a 60-40 where they switch off, and their voices can be so fucking similar, you won't know the fucking difference. But it's got that unforgettable drum intro. Of course, the whole, "Are you ready, Steve?" I mean, he was even selling shirts like that when he was alive, and I saw him at the in Medina, Minnesota. You could get a shirt that says, "Are you ready, Steve?" along the outside of the Sweet logo. I mean, just a famous intro, a great fun song. So there you go. Number 3, Ballroom Blitz.
All right. Number 2, the one that I know better than any of them on here, Fox on the Run. Freaking, yeah, man. I never listened to this song this way. I always liked it. But until I really got into this album, man, I never realized how great this song is, man. Damn. Like I said, I'm an Echo guy from hell. Love that recoil, man. That is badass, man. He is, look, I've been watching their videos, so yeah, man, I know what you're saying when you're talking about you don't know who the hell's going to be singing, bro.
Yep.
I've been seeing this one, that one, the drummer, the three guitars playing the damn synthesizer over there too, man? Or is that the bass guitars? Yeah.
Usually it is Scott, or I'm sorry, Priest that will hit that, but.
Okay, man, great formers, man. Dude, yeah, man. Fox on the Run. It is freaking badass, man.
Number two.
Number two, this is where I have the tongue-in-cheek AC/DC. Like you said, Rob, I've always enjoyed the that aspect of the song, that it's always made me laugh, and still, although that I think is the intent, is to get to get a laugh, it's still a solid rock.
Yeah, very solid. Okay, my number two, the 16s. In fact, I haven't met anybody, and I've played this for a lot of people over the years who didn't like this song on first listen. I think there's something to the storytelling, and again, we've never really discussed this with Darren, but me and Scott aren't big lyric guys, so we don't care what they're saying. But we've talked about songs that make it so painfully obvious you can't ignore it. Just like Living on a Prayer. This kind of has that Living on a Prayer feeling with the storytelling they're singing about the kids, and the harmonies are fantastic through this thing. It's such a beautiful melody, and it's not hard rock, but it's got enough edge to it. It just is an amazing song and one of my all-time favorites from Sweet.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I love it too, dude. Okay, guys, number one. We're not going to match up on number one, but I'm going to tell you this song right here is bad freaking ass. You're running around, you're playing around the town, it ain't right. No, you don't, baby. Freaking hell, boy, that is bad. He's singing his ass off, dude. I love that, man.
That don't even surprise me, because that's very reminiscent of early AC/DC angst.
That grabbed me, man. When I first heard it, I'm like, listen to this motherfucker sing, boy. This is
right.
Bad.
Because that's where I have that song too. No, You Don't is my top song on this album as well.
Wow. Hold on. Darren and Scott match up number one.
Yep. Yeah. I have always loved that the angst, like you said, the anger. It's like telling the bitch, no, you don't. You ain't. Yep. You're done. That's it. So, that's my top track.
And to me, what went unmentioned about this song is the influence, not on a band, but on an entire decade to come. Fox on the Run. I knew this song long before I even knew who Sweet was. Why? Because it was on every radio station, every jukebox through the 70s as I was a kid. Every carnival you'd go to, it was pumping through somebody's speakers. It's on every one of those best of the 70s albums that they used to run commercials for. But what this song did with that keyboard intro inspired Boston and Journey and countless other bands to have that wicked keyboard intro, the weird, funny sounds. This band was so fucking ahead of their time and influential, and to this day, they still don't get shit for respect other than by their peers, right? Everybody was influenced. They all love this band. You just summed it up perfectly. I had no idea Vince Neil sang a song on it, but now that confirms that they did, in fact, know what they were doing when they took that guitar riff from them for Dr. Feelgood. Every band that you've ever loved from the mid-'70s to current day has a Sweet influence somewhere.
And I can hear it. Like I said, I just named off a few. I know there was more, but I just can't remember them.
And can you tell now, Scott, that since I brought it to your attention before, why Ace Frehley eventually covered Fox on the Run? His vocal sounds, Brian Connolly on this song sounds just like Ace Frehley on 2000 Man.
Oh, Save Your Love. That.
Yes. Identical. It only made sense that Ace would eventually cover this song, and he didn't want to do it. And I'm thinking, dude, if you're going to cover anybody's song, you're a dead ringer for this. Do it.
Yeah, man. Fucking hey, look, let me ask you, man. Y'all know more about this band than I do, evidently. what happened? Now, look, when I was YouTubing these songs and this album and listening to it over and over again, every now and again, another song of theirs would pop up, a video or whatever, and it would be like a love song flow or something. Did they run the course like this, or did they just sporadically start doing other things?
They started out as a bubblegum 50s rock band.
And they had two primary songwriters that were not part of the band.
Yes.
So this album...
They had them prancing around with stuff like Peppermint Twist and all of the stuff you'd expect to hear from your 50s bebop bands. Then they went rock, and then they threw their toe out to the more serious stuff, like Love Is Like Oxygen was actually a hit in the late 70s. That's a ballad. But what really happened is members started leaving. So a lot of those songs you're hearing after Love Is Like Oxygen, Brian Connolly's gone. Steve Priest took over lead vocals. And then the drummer dies. I mean, it just started falling apart. But they did not run the gauntlet as a rock band. They should have, and that's what they wanted to do. But like Darren said, they had two writers controlling them for the first couple fucking albums.
So Desolation Boulevard was their first departure from those two writers that were primarily responsible for their first two albums. And if you listen to the UK version, there's actually more songs written by the band on that version than there was on the US version. Connolly was a big-time drug and alcohol-addicted individual. I think he left the band in '82.
Dude, he's had over 40 heart attacks.
Yeah.
Before he died.
Which one is he?
The singer.
The original lead singer.
The lead singer.
Blonde-headed dude. Yeah, okay.
So he left, I think, in '82, and that's when, like Rob said, then Priest took over as the lead singer.
And at one point in time, they all had their own. There was Brian Connolly's suite, and then the real suite. And that division and sectioning off as people have died remained until this day, where you still got one going on without original fucking member. The one that still pretty much tours in the UK and they're about to hang it up is Andy Scott's suite. He's the only alive member. So
well, I don't care what anybody says, and this is coming from a guy that just heard this album in its entirety for the first time a few days ago. This, in the 70s, most of these songs, let me go ahead and say it, the majority of these songs are hard rock.
Yeah.
This is hard rock, dude. Back in the day.
That's what they wanted. Yeah.
That's who they wanted to be. Their writers and management were telling them otherwise.
His vocals, man, and that drummer, man, I mean, he's fucking all over the place. And
let me tell you, Mick Turner is one of the most underrated fucking drummers you'll ever see. In fact, speaking of inspiration, and I'm by no means saying Mick Turner was the first ever, but Mick Turner's whole shtick before Kiss was even a wet dream was the big gong with the Japanese symbol on the back, completely taken by Peter Criss.
Yeah. Man.
So this band was light year. They say Kiss was ahead of their time. This band was even further ahead of their time.
I agree, man, because I like it. I just, they don't much grab me, man, that I ain't never heard before. So, yeah. And I wasn't expecting this either. I thought, well, Fox on the Run, there'll be a couple songs probably, and the rest of it probably shit. That's just my first.
Me too. Man, I was throwing up in my mouth a little bit when you wanted me to do every AC/DC album, because I've only ever known a handful of songs and I could take them or leave them. And I've been pleasantly surprised by songs I never heard. That's the beautiful thing about doing this. Now, am I going to go out and buy the entire AC/DC fucking discography? No. But it shows there's more to these bands than what gets released.
Yes, absolutely, dude. And I'm learning a lesson too, bro. Yeah,
and I'm so glad, because it wasn't easy to hook me on your little ruse there, because I really didn't think this music was going to resonate with you at all. So I was fully expecting it. And then you even set the bait last night saying, well, when we do that tomorrow, I hope you're not disappointed.
Yeah.
You've been You've been playing me for 2 fucking days on this.
Good job, Scott. That was good to fuck with his head.
Yeah, man, he got me on a couple AC/DCs where I was getting ready to cringe, and he'd be like, these top 7 I love, So, yeah, man, I had to get a little playback there on him, man, But, yeah, dude, this album, very good pick, bro. A very good pick. It'd be hard to beat this, man, with somebody picking a random album and let's doing it if somebody, like, say, I pick one and you ain't heard, but or Darren or somebody, that this covered the basis for me, man. It's not what I expected, but I loved it. I love the experience, and I'll be listening to it from now on.
Okay, Darren, do you have anything that you would like to bring to the table to make us listen to? Nothing obscure. I mean, make it a somewhat well known, because Scott's got to get this stuff off YouTube, and I got to get it off Spotify. And
yeah.
If not, we can think on it, unless Scott's got them in mind.
No, let me actually. I think I have a band, but that probably. Well, I know, Rob, that you probably haven't listened to any of it or much of any, and Scott maybe the same thing. But I want to find the right album.
Okay.
Of the 7 or 8 that they have.
You let me know. I'll let Scott know. We'll let the viewers know in our next Kiss or AC/DC video, and we'll go from there.
All right.
Anything else, gentlemen? Anything else?
I'll, if y'all want to, I'll give y'all one to do some homework on and listen to it when you can, and we'll do it when we can.
Okay.
If y'all want to do that, just whenever.
Sure. This is a random album by a random band?
Well, it's not a random band, but it's...
Well, I'm just saying it's just one we're picking out of left field instead of kissing.
Yeah. It's you guys said you wasn't that familiar, or you did, Rob, with Dio being in Black Sabbath.
Correct.
Yes. Let's see. I'm gonna see. Let's do the Mob Rules album.
That's the name of the album.
Yeah, just most people for some reason like Heaven and Hell better, and it is great to me. But I like Mob Rules better. I think that might grab you a little better with the vibe. But just listen to that album when you get a chance.
Yeah. Honestly, the only Black Sabbath songs that I can tell you I know are Ozzy songs. Not to say that I haven't heard a Dio one and I just didn't know what I was listening to, but it would have been on the background because someone else or some store or something, it was playing in the background. I know beyond Paranoid, War Pigs, and Iron Man, I know zero about Black Sabbath, so this will be interesting.
Well, I'm going to predict you're going to like this a hell of a lot better because the production, the sound, and Dio's vocals are insane. Yeah, I'm just going to predict that. Okay. That's not a, it could go the other way like it has before, but I think you will like it. The Mob Rule.
Okay, you got that written down, Darren, for yourself? All right. And do your thinking and give us one too, Darren. We'll just make a list and keep going. It gives us time to listen to them.
Yeah. All right. And this can be from any era?
Any era. As long as it's rock or metal, don't pull it a country or
No. It definitely would be rock or metal. I don't listen to much of it.
It can be newer generation stuff too, but make sure it's something that enough people know that we can find it on social media to listen to.
It's out there.
Okay, perfect. And make sure if there are multiple versions, you let us know which one and yada, yada.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right.
Good episode. Glad Scott loved it. I knew Darren would love the album. We've talked about it. We grew up with it in our teen years and early 20s. So until next time, thanks for watching.